All right, guys, we got this 2020 Kia Sorento. Going to be doing the transmission fluid replacement. It has 50,000 miles. I guess that's perfect time to replace it. Pretty easy. It's just going to be a drain and refill. But in case you guys were wondering how to do it, this is how you do it. First of all, remove this splash shield. It's a bunch of 10mm bolts right here. And then this is not the CVT from what I know. So all you really need to do is remove this drain bolt right here. That has to be removed. This is how you drain out the transmission fluid. And then this right here will be your check port. This is where we check the level of the transmission once we fill it up. Before you do any of that, let's check to see if we can remove the fill port, which is up here, because the last thing you want is to drain everything out and you can't fill it up. So I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick it up, but behind this radiator hose right here, there is that port right there. Well, I guess it's a cap right there where my finger's pointing. You can see with a 3/8 extension, you can reach it and you just loosen it up like a regular bolt. And it should start spinning out of there, as we can see. All right, so once you verify that you can remove the fill port plug, we can see there's the hole right there. That's where you fill up the transmission. But like I said, make sure you can remove that first before you drain anything out. All right, so what you do is you get a 24mm socket. Obviously loosen this up and you should start draining out the fluid. All right, and sure enough, like I said, you just drain it like a regular oil change. Here is our fluid. That looks like about 4 quarts right there. But we can see this magnet for the transmission is pretty caked up in shards of metal debris, which is just, clutch material from inside the transmission. You want to make sure to clean this before you install it back in and put a new washer. Clean up your magnet plug thing. All cleaned up, looks like brand new. Here's all the gunk we removed off of it. Like I said, remove this. You do not want this inside your transmission. Also gives room for more debris to get stuck on here. But yeah, now we're just gonna put the new washer on like we did. Put it on and make sure it's tight, and then start filling it up from the top. All right, so once you put our drain plug back in nice and tight, this is about 4 to 5 quarts. This right here is a gallon. This is what we're using, 1 gallon, which is about 4 to 5 quarts, I guess. So we're gonna fill it up right here. We have this long funnel that goes straight down. Only tip I would give you guys is that you do have to fill this thing up really, really slow. Like a little baby stream, because if you start filling it up too much, it will shoot back all the air and all the fluid and you'll make a big mess. So yeah, just try to add the fluid in a really small stream. I'm telling you, it's really the only way to put it back inside, unless you kind of pump it up through the check port, which is another option, but I think it's a bit easier through the top. So the sweet spot would be between 122 and 144 degrees Fahrenheit. We can see right now would be the ideal time to check the fluid. All right, here are the 2 examples of the engines you can have and where the check port is. You just remove the cap with the 3/8 ratchet. You can check the ATF fluid. We can see normal should be a slight stream. If you get more than a slight stream, then you're overfilled. And if you get no stream, you have to add a little bit more. But you have to be checking this at the proper temperature.